Hello, I'm David Chaston with 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This week at everything you need to know in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock, with news local banks are facing regulators who want them to bolster their capital. But first, American retail sales unexpectedly fell 0.2% in June from May, and that's the second straight month of decline, which cast a pall over the expectations for economic growth in the second quarter in the US. They are, however, 2.8% higher than the same month a year ago. This data will be in stark contrast to what is expected out of China later today, where retail sales are expected to be up 10.6% higher in June from a year ago. And reinforcing the downbeat theme in the US, the latest consumer confidence survey also shows weakness, down 2.1% in July from June, although up compared with the same month a year ago. This measure has been slipping each month all year. Turning up, however, is industrial production in the US in the latest Fed survey. It rose 0.4% in June for its fifth consecutive monthly increase. All this activity is happening without any rise in inflation. Core inflation is up 1.7% year on year in July, pushed up by energy and services and held back by food. The American consumer is the driver of the world's economy, and the picture painted by this is one of an uninspiring one. But company earnings are strong, and Wall Street likes what it sees. The major stock indexes have all closed at record highs. Across the border, major forest fires in the west of Canada may see upward movement in the prices for logs and other timber products, especially in export markets. And international dairy producers are scrambling to meet an end-of-year deadline to register their products with the China Food and Drug Administration. Companies will only be allowed to register a maximum of 3 brands in China to prevent a proliferation of foreign brands crowding out domestic ones, weakened by the 2008 melamine scandal. In Australia, their housing market sentiment softened noticeably in the June quarter. Sentiment fell in all states. Prospects for capital gains and rental growth both slowed. And something to watch out for from APRA this week. They'll be issuing a paper on how they will define unquestionably strong when assessing bank capital levels. The head of APRA will be stepping down soon, and some observers see him bowing out, leaving a tough standard, one that will require tens of billions of dollars of new capital by the big Aussie banks. Our own RBNZ is consulting on what should qualify as bank capital, which also has the potential for banks to be forced to raise more new direct pure capital, sidelining the clever hybrid instruments they've favoured recently. In New York, the US Treasury 10-year yield ended last week at 2.33%. The price of oil is up just slightly and is now just over $46.50 a barrel, while the Brent benchmark is now just on $49 a barrel. The price of gold is up too, up $11 to $1,228 an ounce. And the Kiwi dollar has recovered a little further. It is now up to 73.5 US cents. But we are lower on the cross rates at 93 Aussie cents and 64.1 euro cents. The TWI will start the week at 76.9. I'm David Chaston. That was 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz.